Okay, we are back with another photo of Eventlab today. We'll have initially the day and then the nighttime sequence of this one. Now we have our big six-wheeler Mercedes out today. So we immediately come up to an approach of what looks to be a build site, semi-build. Fences haven't been painted up, but you know, that's what a build site is all about. Immediately what we can do, rock up next to the big heavy machinery and go in for a photo. So definitely have some marks in that ground. So basically, you know, depends on the angle you want. Go face on like this, go angling like that. Actually, because we put marks in the ground, that could give some definition as well. You may decide to just go more of a angular look, but there is something about this level of debris on the ground that I like. You could also go for the grass slash plant life in the way. In this case, it matches the actual green monster. Well, you get a bit of machinery on the side, and that would work quite well as well. And that's just at the front entrance. Obviously there's other options you can do as well, but middle of this area, I like to call this more of like a car rotating showroom table setting. The water area. Now let's just a little bit further like this. So what we can do here, because there's multiple buildings around, we've got the house there, we've got build site construction, barnyard, and chopper pad. The chopper. Alright, so this one here, we're going to use the reflection for those sort of very maybe. Basically, pick the angle you want. You could actually use that as just a general front, left, back, and sides type photograph platform. So you know, the car is looking a little bit dirty, isn't it? Yeah, let's make it up a bit. And that comes up very sharp. Go ahead and snap that. You could go for the aerial overlay, just you know, that would work as well. But the long shot. You can sort of see because you're getting the two tones in the water as well. So definitely something of that nature could be in the wheelhouse for someone's idea. Different than like a white Photoshop backdrop. Alright. What's that mouse over there doing? Ah, that's better. Alright, let's boot on in here, see what we've got. Immediately, what we have, we could park in front of said. See what that looks like. Again, build site, heavy machinery. It sort of works. It doesn't look like you're towing it in any way, but depending angle, I think something like this. This would be great for a side angle, back side angle. So you could go in. That would definitely work. Giving you a series of shots. I think from the front perspective at that angle, it's not going to be as effective. It's too, left side's too vacant, right side middle is too vacant as well. But I think this parking angular shot will work best from an angle like that. Just the back quarter shot. We can make this look better if we run maybe middle. Something like that. And now that looks quite good. That actually is a complete left to right filling. So, you know, something like that. You can keep it square. You can keep it like that. But that looks actually nice and sharp. Don't forget, like, your filters in this as well. Whether you use the in-game filters, you use preset filters from other filters after from PC, from phone app, etc. Let's give this one a crack. Try all the angles, all the shots. So we can hopefully get the brick wall filtered out a little bit, or that is the goal. Otherwise it may slightly be, I think if we reversed a bit more we could probably get that out of the picture. But here you go. You know, something on the angling of out tropical, out bush, bikes. It doesn't put it fully in the picture like in your face, but it puts it there. Now we also have another position we can run with close in front of this. It depends how picky you're going to be on what you want in a photo. Now let's have a look. Did I park too? Yep, I parked too far forward. Product placement. X. Here we go. Destroying what we need. Come on, back a little more. That'll do. You get the general idea what we're trying to go for here. We're going to try and use these guys here. Heavy machinery and truck. We could go for a tractor slash six-wheeler job, separate. And the alternative is we could be trying to go for a ute, motorbike, and car shot. You know, you can fit pretty much two vehicles in the frame at this type of angle. It's something that comes up quite nice. But then again, like this. Also comes in. And the other thing, it depends on your vehicle choice, you know. If you come in here with something completely different, then yeah. Now, orange bollards. The BADHEARN always is great when it comes to props to use for photos. So, what have we got here? We can probably back up a little bit more there, I think. Yep, that's pretty damn close. You know, something like this, we can use them to an advantage as well. Just adds that extra depth at the corner. And again, for a corner shot, you'll be able to actually utilize that with a bit more. Got some detailed textures for the wall in here as well that's being built. Do we do the angle again? You can. So that's that barnyard corner there. You may as well move to this because they're right in front of it. Now the one thing here is lighting, I think is going to be a little bit sparse underneath. Is this going to look great? Let's see how the sun's reflection comes through and will it be brightened? So down low, I think we're going to get a bit of a duller image, but it is actually, you can see the rays coming through. It does work. It highlights more like select segments on the car, and I think having the car in there a little bit dirty, as we can see we've got some mud kicked up here and there, that is actually working to its advantage. So that actually works well. Again, angles on angles, depends what you're after. Now, one thing with these things you can do, if we can get the correct thing, how does that look? They have the open slat, so we can see a little bit through there. It's not as bright as, say, you might want, but that's just another angle in sometimes these maps that you can get a different shot. But really quite well. I think that might be the better one. Actually, there is some more light in the middle. Let's just see what the middle one brings it in at. Actually, that one did have more, didn't it? Yeah. But it still brings in quite a bit of light. So again, you can come in on the angles as well and try and get some of that back from cars as well with that pressure. Just another take on what we can do there. Okay, let's sink this one back in. This one this one is definitely lacking the light a bit more, but over. Very tough to see through this one, but definitely see the car in there. Wonder if there's light in it. Soon find out with the night version once we get to the night version. Okay, we're really tearing this ground up. So let's go up here then, check out what we've got on range up here. So it looks to be another parking area. Is it petrol area maybe? Parking to the side, near the boat, give it some extra depth. Chopper. That building with that multicolored panel as well is really good for image. And I even think like, angle and focus, but I think even a straight square shot like this is actually quite effective. Photo of that. Never know what's going to be a thumbnail. Right. Angle wise, let's have a look. That angle, not too shabby. But I do like the straight on angle, just utilizing. It's almost like it feels like one of those calendar type shots where it's like, that sort of thing. Chopper in the background, of course. Now, we do have parking as well. I do see immediately there is lighting under here, so at night time I'm imagining this is going to be a bit more lit. This is a petrol area. Now, we have brought a very big vehicle. Those pumps get definitely dirty out here. But, okay, so we've got some... Or is it light in? I do think... Yeah, no, it is light in there. Alright, so basically, you know, your own personal petrol pump setup. Definitely it's got a muddy flooring for it, which is interesting. But no, definitely quite useful. I think it does bring depth again, the flooring choice. Whether or not this could have been maybe a concrete for a bit more stability for the... that's probably the only thing, but in that regard, so it still is excellent. Safety purposes. God, that's a big truck. Now, what we've got is a build-in here as well. We're not going to let anything hopefully slip by us. We have a build-in if you just want a build-in shot. This actually works well with all of this upset ground which we've done, because it counters the type of vehicle, and so it actually is, yeah, just makes it again more immersive. Let's just square it in the middle. Tilt it up a bit. You know, get the angle you want. Something like that. Yeah, that's a keeper. Now, one thing is that chopper is facing the other way. I'm highly curious if we can get a facial front on that chopper. So if we went in this way, because we've got a white tractor there, petrol pump here. Come on, line up. There we go. Can we get a shot with the chopper facing us physically? Tractor, and we can. So that's just another angle which we can use this point for. And that works really well as well. Get a photo of that. That's actually nice and sharp. And there's also, if you want to just like get in there with the tractor, bit of fiddling around, you'll be able to get a real good shot, probably close up of the car with the tractor in there if you wanted. Just we could even go with a, it's like over the through the tree area. That paint is actually peeling, isn't it? What type of pass is it? 80 class. Even something like that, you know. What would you take? Six-wheeler or the tractor? We've got some vehicles back here as well. Okay, so whilst we're back here, basically, I didn't even realize these were back here. The old photo shoot tactic. Right under the heavy machinery. I always love doing this with cars. Just parking them right under the actual figure arm. Obviously you've got that format there. Actually it's really good. Really good take. Got some cars up here which we can also okay, we've got some trees in the way, but that's all good. You can probably, if this happens, push them out the way a bit, and then pull up in here and get that photo. Because these here, these branches, if we can keep them up and done, definitely add for a little bit of depth also. Get that angle in there. That would be hell fun to drive around in that mud. Just slide the cars around in there. But yeah, it definitely gives some ideas. Tilted, you can zoom in if you wanted, but that there is actually really cool. We've also got the on factor you can work it against, which is really good. That's another really good angle there. Again, you'd want to push the tree out the way though, of course. Okay, on to the next area. Squeeze this tank of a vehicle through. I missed a trick over here. I sort of did. Something like here. I almost missed this trick. And that is the construction piling work there. You could even use that sort of to your advantage. Better. So it's something like that even you could go. Yep, there we go. Get the top pylon so it leaves it tightens the picture up a bit like that. And that looks super. Okay. Now, what else has BADHEARN squeezed into this map for us? Because we will squeeze this map like an orange or a lemon. We will find everything we can. So he's gone for the bunker back here. Probably find lots of long-term storage cans of food and that in here if people are out here with this type of bunker. Okay, loving the drainage system here as well, or the steps slash. So basically, square it up, 2 windows and a big car in the front. That works wonderful. But of course, you can always go for the angles if you want. But from the shed design, I especially love it with these sheds, just like the face on them. You do have that sort of angling as well. So steps, step walk in. Over here we do have some bike stuff, so we can park on the right hand side as well. But this looks really good. On the angling we're here now, we can utilize the lattice work for the other car parking. Something like that. Angles. That definitely adds a bit more to it, a bit more interest, or the word we're looking for. As yeah, we'll try the other driveway as well. These driveways would be getting so muddy. I was hoping to be almost dead line with that one. So at this angle, there's a bit of shadow overcast in the car on the right. But lattice work wise, can we actually get on top of it? Can. Here we go. So again, as per the other ones, we can go over the lattice work. As mentioned though, there's a bit of shadow from the local plant life cover in this one. Sort of diminishes that shot a little bit, but so many shots on this Eventlab. Let's see, can we get Let me in. No, can't get in the tent. That's the pain. And so if you get in the tent, you can get behind there and then just shoot towards there with the bikes in the image. But best we'll be able to do is something like a side shot, I think, of something like this. Still, it's something. Something like that. Definitely works. We can utilize the lattice work still, so it does give that extra depth and steel to it, which is excellent. So we've got another digger over there, which again you could utilize as we've shown before, which in the sense you could photo shoot underneath. Something like this. I want to try and capture the overall size of the unit like that. That is pretty good. And again, depends on the vehicle that you want to bring to this this Eventlab. Now, the live-in house. So we have a few areas here. Something like this. You could park up there straight, you could park on an angle. If it was me, I'd probably park on an angle because, well, that line is almost good, although you could fit 2 cars in there technically, but in this instance we've just got the one. Reminds me of like a Jurassic Park type building, if I'm honest. This one is actually pretty cool. But, singular photo. Take a tilt on it, use the trees, utilize the red door and the yellow maybe, try and lock that in for a bit more variance in color spectrum and car choice vinyl that you're running. Get front on, turns pretty bright as well on this one. That is actually pretty good. Car on the left half, you can put the thumbnail or whatever wording on the right hand side. Pretty cool. Now let's get this into the carport here. This here I don't think is going to have much lighting. And almost touching the roof even, amazing. So something like this, depending again on the vehicle, this showcases, I suppose, for this vehicle itself how tall it is, and damn, it's a beast, it's a unit. But definitely the light in itself is going to suffer, I suppose, in this sense, in a daylight photo, but if we can utilize some aftermarket apps, it will probably brighten that one up. There is one thing we might be able to do. Let's just cycle through. Is there anything we can? Not a fan of the Forza one too much, but I mean, it brings some light to it. It still needs after app photo type work done to it though. But that said, it definitely works. I can see there are going to be lights on the ceiling, so in the nighttime version is definitely going to be quite good for this. And if we pull up here, we're going to try and utilize what we have here, because it looks like, I mean, they've got BADHEARN's gone to the trouble to put props in here. Obviously, we're going to see if we can capture it. Let's see. What is going to work? Something like this. Too far away. Let's see. Actually, something like this. Still a little too far away. I mean, that does bring in some depth, but is it the two bollards going to be the better option? Too much in the way. Yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I mean, we can always go for this angle back onto it. And it gives a good indication of the housing area with the car there. And that works quite nice. Something like that. But anyway, we're going to move on to the night version, I think, because on a quick check, I don't think we have much else left that we can do here. Yeah. Finish line up over here. So let's go on to the night version. We are back with the night variant. Let's see what we've got, or what we can do. Now we've taken the Hennessy version out this time, the 6-wheeler. Lighting is actually quite good for a lot of the areas here. Amazing. This area here, let's have a look. Not as well lit for the car pond, but that's alright. Let's go with definitely think the Mercedes was a better tuned vehicle, but that is all fine. Have we overshot a bit? Okay. Perfect. So this one here we'll start with. That looks so good in the light. So basically we can go for a barnyard slash photograph, and that actually looks really cool. There's something like that. Whether you want to tilt in that one or not, you know. But definitely something like that is a it can pull itself off. We have the height factor. The barn doors add to that image. You need the light in there as well. Something like that. Perfect. Snag that photo. Now, geez, I've really cut it fine on that parking. We get enough light when we actually pull in here. Definitely the lighting back here is going to be quite good along the run. That's good to see. Definitely this middle part here, it is going to, you'll need some aftermarket after photo software, phone software, PC software, whatever it is that you use. That would definitely assist to clarify those things. But I am liking the amount of light. I love this 6-wheeler so much, you can tell. Alright, so we have a huge light above. how effective will that be overall? We're obviously trying to stop people from getting out of the barn by parking like this. In the front of the vehicle is... Okay, let's change filters up a bit here. Can we get... I'm going to make it a bit better. Definitely brings up some of the lights in a bit more. Saturation. Something like that. I think that's the angle you'd want to go for the night shot. That's going to capture the barn, capture your vehicle. You'd want the car brought forward a little bit more, of course. But with that in mind, you'd be able to capture all of the details and depth in the photo. Up close, the bonnet may come up a little bit darker or not well lit in that respect, but the back definitely has the light, so that is pretty cool. All right. Oops, wrong button. Well, for me anyway. Now let's see how well this light over here works. Okay, so again, you can see the radius of the light, what it generally does, then it starts to dissipate. So this one here is going to be a bit tough, I think, in the night time. You may be able to. This is the only thing we might salvage that scenario. Get around. And again, it will depend on the vehicle that you're in as well. Like you drove in face first with the car. That might... and in that instance, then you can get sort of a... I've just pulled up and parked. That can work. You are going to miss the back of the truck. Obviously it's a long truck, but a smaller truck, it may well still be a similar issue, but you can get like the details, like, you know, front vents on the bonnet, details, badge in this case plenty of lighting on the front of the light bars. So, you know, that's probably the angle I would use this one at night time at. Even just depends what level you want. Okay. Again, the two vehicles to the right, it's going to be similar because the radius that light covers is going to be the practical width of the tractor, I think you'll find. The best we can probably hope for here, I think, is something like this. And even then, it's still losing some of the brightness there. But, you know, it's a different shot. We've got the three all facing up. So you could do it that way. Do it this way, do it that way. Stupid songs. Alright. But yeah, something like that definitely will work. Mambo number 5, that's right. That was such a big hit, Mambo number 5. With or without the light, personal choice. You know, it's... I think having that height on it does actually give it a benefit. That light in the corner just adds a bit more to it, but that said, if we focus in a bit more, that does make more of a fuller image. Maybe something... Yeah, tough. I'll leave that for people to figure that one out though. opportunities. What do we got? Well, I think we've gone ahead and ruined the boat, but in those situations you can rewind. And when you rewind like that, generally speaking, do a little bit more. As you'll see, the boat is back to magically where it was before. So same as the other lights, these lights here definitely fireflies. Oh no, that's where I hit it before. We could basically go for something like this, which actually is really nice because it's got that warmth light, it's got the depth of this building, but also the boat. Go down like this. Because of those sparks, because I hit it, it actually is pretty cool. So it adds some extra level of effect. Something like that. We go a tilt, not a tilt. I think capturing the building on the left side as well is really good. And like that. Perfect. Now we could probably, but again, lighting is definitely a thing that's tough to master. I know a lot of creators have actually avoid lighting because of this. Something like this, but will it give enough light? I mean, the building's lit really well. A shot of that angle is definitely different than we would have had in the daytime, and it's got a lot more focus on the building. The car bar lights, etc., also well and useful. So you can definitely get some different angled shots in, and I think having a leaf or something at the bottom like this will also add a bit more to it as well. It just depends on, again, personal take. Night shots are always going to be harder. Now the lighting in here, how good is the lighting actually going to be? I mean, this is a wide truck. And the light is above this one. But we're really going to have to sit it here because light position is here. So you will be able to get some decent shots in here, I think. Just depends on what vehicle you bring. In this case, our vehicle is just straight up thick. It's huge. So, what angle are we going to run with here? Can we even open the door and get out for petrol in? But you know, something like this is like hidden pylons. This actually looks quite nice at night time. Because in the daytime we had the slats covering it a little bit, so it was less lit or less visible and lit up underneath. This actually works quite nice. Like something like a cyclone or something like that would be, or a typhoon might work well. But definitely, yeah. There you go. Yeah, something like that. We had some stuff back here that we were able to shoot with, but will there be enough to benefit it from though? mean, with our headlights on, we do get, you know, a shot of light there, which we can try and utilize. We've got the light on the back of the machinery. Definitely adds for a different photo take. Backdrop very foggy. Why am I thinking of Red Dead Redemption and just like bandits? But it's something on that nature. Again, you may want to use some after photo filtering software to further enhance, but yeah, definitely with the light off the car beams, as you can see, there is opportunity there. Alright, the chopper itself has a couple of light bulbs up there, but don't think they're going to be enough to really will we squeeze through? Yeah, we will. Okay, lighting time. Well, what do we got? So lights at the front. It does have some pretty good warm lighting back here where it's offset a fair bit. Doesn't fully lighten the put light on the overall vehicle, but just enough that you know there's a vehicle there. So again, sort of like, I'm going to call it a barnyard parking setting for it. Quite nice actually. It does, I like how the lighting does work for a nighttime take on this. If you get that, with a bit of the night sky in there as well, like that. I wonder if. Okay. My brain is thinking coffee at the moment. I have got an idea. This car park here might give me a better angle. Then will it have trouble with lighting? Just that night sky is perfect. At something like that, we can then come along and just utilize it more like this. Got the uneven ground on the front right, we have the car on the left. Lighting. That definitely works quite nice. Let's just go through the filters, see if there is anything that pops it better. Not a fan of the lightened one like that because it's just way too much light. It definitely adds more to the picture in the sense of visibility wise. Whether or not it's the type of excess light people like on their photos, it's not the type that I would probably go for. So I'll see what else we've got. Do you have this one? It does actually lighten the sky up quite a bit. It's also feeling a little bit washed. So yeah, it's a tough one. You've got to try and figure out what you want in the colors. That's going to be the thing. Onto the next area. Reverse it up. Okay. So you got the lighting down the strip edges here. There's something like that. This is the angle I think we're going to be wanting to go with here, because an angle of this shot, well, actually, that's pretty menacing actually. If you've got the light bars, I think. If you didn't have the light bars, it mightn't be as menacing. You know, something like this vehicle, it does sort of work with. However, angled shots with these, because the main ones you'd be utilizing are these ones. Side shot. Something like this. You get that golden type glow, in this case off the side of the car. Otherwise, you know, whatever paint job you've got, you're going to get that orange glow off the light. Backdrop with the stars. Up we go, come on, up we go. What we achieve here. Got one light in the middle, one on the side. You can do anything with this. This area here definitely is a little more unlit than what I'd want, but if you were to take a photo, probably after photo filter and apps you'd want to be utilizing against. I would be thinking maybe, you know, lights on the top, something just to make it pop more. But that one there is it's a tough one. So we have lighting at the front in this case. The front should get some light, which works well. We have the table at the back. So whether or not we're going to go with capture the, I'm going to call it Jurassic Park. I'm just dubbing it the Jurassic Park building, right? But yeah, basically we've got the table behind, something like that. Capture it as a scenic house slash Raptor security building. There. So that works actually really nice, and I do like the straight version of that. However, we can tilt the picture like that. Again, it's personal interest. We get the reflections in the water with the light below or on the mud. Definitely a good photo. Alright, let's continue. So, what's next here? Alright, let's drive on over to this one. See what we can do here. Probably not enough light for doing a type of shot under the heavy machinery. Let's set in. But let's check this out. I mean, the light's tucked all the way back here, so it's not. Can we get? Maybe with some aftermarket or after photo apps, might be able to pull something a bit more on there. The filters in game will lighten up if you go through certain ones, but it will also lighten up other color tones. But again, you know, wiggle the camera around a bit, see if there's an angle that will work for you maybe as well. We are really ruining this driveway, these machines. Now, we do actually have lights in the garage here. So we should be able to get a decent shot. So we can get the up the garage look like this. Quite menacing, quite cool. Light bars on this vehicle really do work well for it. Whether or not you want the lights at the door versus just, you know, you may even decide just something like this type of format is better, but it is a beast of a truck, I'll give it that. Now, in here, obviously, as we saw earlier on, we have the tractor as well. Got a bit of plant light blades as well along the way. But definitely this lights it up, so it's going to work or utilize this area really well for a garage shop, whether it's a truck, a car, or whatever you're driving. Not much more to add on the garage here. It's really well lit though. We have some lights on the side back here. Can we do anything with this? Something like this. Parked for lunch. Headlight like that. That could work. Font title on the left, car picture on the right. Definitely, I can see something like that being functional. There's not much more beyond the map now, so all we need to do, cross over here, finish line up ahead. Do check out BADHEARN's portfolio. In-game, when you enter the share code for these two, basically bottom of the screen will have a element in which you can select follow, and then yeah, do check out what other maps they've done. They've done a huge amount of photo maps since Forza's been released, so well worth a drop in. Now we'll have some photo maps on the screen here for you to check out as well. We've got quite the range on the website, on YouTube. I think was it 300 photo maps we had, or was it 150? I don't know. I've lost count on them, but we have got quite a few, over 3,500 videos over there, overall for Forza and stuff. So I'll leave it with you. Check it out, and who knows, I may see you in other videos yet. All right. On that note, thank you for your watch. I know it's been a long video, but it's been a very thorough cover on the day and night version of this particular Eventlab. That's me out. Thank you again, as always.